everyone, my name is Sailor Mew, and I'm really sorry I haven't posted anything in 3-4 months now. Things have been very, 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 very crazy. No excuse though, but it's also the honest truth. So, let's see, back in August, my motherboard went out. I had to get that replaced. I lost my saved data on Legend of Zelda and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So, I haven't exactly caught up on those, so I've been trying to do that, but then I didn't have software to record them again, and I couldn't get the software again past that, so it's been like a hold off on that. And then I got sick several times through September and October. Late September, early October, I got the flu for 2 weeks. That was miserable. Late October, literally the week of Halloween, I lost my voice for a few days. Same in August, I also lost my voice. And then past that, between those times of being sick and stuff, I was busy with work. And then, yeah, especially in November. And then finally in November, I got the software to record Legend of Zelda and Phoenix Wright back. But then at that point, I was heading into a season at work where we were very, very busy. But then when I did finally have some time, my father went into the hospital. He's fine. He had to have surgery on his knee. He had an infection. He's fine now. But past that, it's been very crazy. And then with the holidays and Christmas and just like everything has just like stacked up against me. And eventually in between all those points, I felt very, I guess, overwhelmed. Sorry. I just had to get off to talk to my sister. That was a really long phone call. I can't remember what I was saying now. But I think I was saying, just kind of explaining. Yeah, I remember what I was saying now. Sorry. When, in between everything that was happening in this span of I think it's been 4 months now, between work and everything, I kind of felt like, okay, there's a lot of stuff I gotta do. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Because there was also, birthdays coming up, I had to pay for stuff, so I was like, okay, I gotta work this many hours, gotta do this, gotta do that. So I felt like, like, kind of like pressure is on. So I felt like I had to step back from some stuff, and unfortunately, this got stepped back and put on the back burner for a little bit until I could get past all of this that was going on. And I kind of wonder if it was going to happen until December, until it got kind of close to Christmas, because by that point, I had already, like, gotten all Christmas presents for my family and stuff, and had bought them all. I would have been wrapping them, but wrapping's not that much for pressure. But then, yeah, like I said, my father went into the hospital back a few weeks ago, around the time I was going to start doing it. It happened just before I was actually supposed to go to work. He was on the couch, he was complaining that he was in a lot of pain, and I was getting dressed to go to work. I had to call an ambulance because he was in such bad pain. And it was a good thing too, because found out he had an infection in his knee. They did surgery to cleanse it out. He's just kind of working on getting back on his feet now. So he's like doing good, which is great. It's just that at that time he was screaming in pain. I was supposed to go to work. I didn't know what was going on. So I pretty much was eventually in tears later on at work. So I got sent home so I could go to the hospital to see him. And then now, finally, as the decade's about to turn, I can now feel like I can record stuff now. And I've even just bought a bunch of new games because Steam's having their sale right now. And there's so many more games that I want to play. There's do you know how tempted I was to download the KFC game that KFC just had released, where you seduce the Colonel? Do you know how tempted I was to actually go play that once I saw a video for that? I wanted to do it so badly, but I didn't have the time. And after a while, and after like months kept passing by, I was like, I feel so guilty. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't posted in this long. I feel so bad. And then I'm so honored by this, but people actually kept subscribing to me. I think I'm up to 7 subscribers now. I haven't checked it back in a while. I feel so honored, even though I haven't done anything in this long, and yet people are still subscribed to me. I'm so completely honored by that. Like, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of sick right now. I have a head cold. So sorry if I'm like sniffy. So yeah, so as the months go by, I felt guilty. I'm like, I haven't done anything in this long. I haven't done anything this long, and the months keep going by. I have no time. I don't have the software. And then eventually I did get the software, and I'm like, I still don't have the time. Shoot, I'm sick again. Just kill me now. You know, it's been a very stressful 4 months. And I feel bad the fact that I haven't been able to record anything. And now I want to. So I hope you guys can forgive me for not posting anything in this long. I just kind of wanted to give you an explanation. It's really no excuse in my personal opinion. But, you know, still I kind of want to give a reason. Like, oh, hey, after 4 months, hey, she's alive. Still bad at this. Still bad talking. But for those of you who don't know, yeah, I do have a job that I work. It's not all the time. We're in this season right now where we're not open always, but we have been open a lot because of the holidays. So yeah, I that's where it kind of gets me a little busy during the summer when I started this job back in May. During the summer, it was easier. We were open every day at that point because most of our employees are teenagers. So school was out, but we were open every day. But it was easier because there were certain days I wouldn't work because I can't because I have to be driven to a bus stop so I can catch the bus to get to work. And my grandmother volunteers on certain days to a museum that's in my city and university. She volunteers there. And there's certain days I just can't be driven there. So I don't work. And it's actually a very lot simpler schedule. Also because there's 3 different shifts where I work. When we open, and then what we call breakers, they come in so we can like send people on break. And we can like move around people easier. And then closers. The openers leave, and then the closers come in so we can close the park. And eventually that's all we have because eventually the breakers will eventually leave. The breakers are the longest shift. It's a 7-hour shift. Opener closers are like 4 to 5. That's during the summer. Right now we're in this period where these don't exist. If you open, you're closing too. Breakers do exist, but they're the shortest shifts right now. They're like 5 hours. And I am a full-grown woman. I am 22 years old. So they do schedule me on because of that. And also, because I don't go to college, I have no school. Also because I have become very reliable. I've never been late. I don't really miss work. There's only been 3 times where I've ever have called out sick. One of them was just recently because I just woke up feeling like junk. But it kind of worked out because we got stuff done for Christmas, and also, no, I saw my dad the day before him. Back to the Oz. Oh, I missed just a lot. Sorry. But I'm very reliable in that sense because, yeah, I've never missed work. Except those 2 times I've called in and let them know. It's like, hey, I'm sick, I can't come in, but I've never been late. There's been a few points like back during the summer. I remember at one point my lead, the one up above me, my lead, he asked me, I was going home, it was Tuesday. I don't usually work Wednesdays and Thursdays during the summer. I was Tuesday, I was about to go home. My lead stopped me. He was like, hey, can you come in the next day? We're going to be very short staffed. And I was like, okay, sure. And then you're like, can you double? I'm like, you're pushing it, but okay. And then the next day when I was going home that night, my supervisor stopped me and he's like, can you come in Thursday? Just for like a breaker shift. We don't have enough. And I'm like, okay, sure. And so this happened at several points throughout the summer where they would stop me and they were like, can you come in on your days off? We know you don't work these days, but can you come in because we're short staff? And I would say, sure. And that's where I've become very reliable in that sense, because I am technically flexible pretty much on that standpoint of my schedule. So they can also depend on me that I will show up. At some points it's kind of bite me in the rear, because this is how I've gotten myself injured. I got myself injured back during the summer when I was at work. I was moving some stuff out and I got my foot stuck in between it and twisted my ankle very severely. I didn't say anything though, especially to my lead, because I was afraid I was going to get sent to first aid and they were going to send me home. So I hobbled around for the rest of my shift, hobbling around doing stuff. I don't know how he found out though, because he eventually came up to me where I was at while I was helping our guests. And he was like, hey, are you okay? Do you need to get moved to somewhere else now? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I don't know if he saw me limping or someone told him that I had hurt myself. I don't know, but I just dealt with it for the rest of the shift. And then I even showed up the next day. But this time I had like a nice bandage on my ankle at least to kind of help the swelling. And when she was giving me something for something I was using where I was at. And she saw me limping. She's like, you okay? What happened? I'm like, and I told her what happened. She was like, and she was like so concerned. I was a doubler again that day where I was supposed to stay open until close. And she sent me home early because she didn't want me working on my ankle too much. She meant to send me home well before the openers were supposed to leave, when the clothes were supposed to come in, but the rotation got delayed. But I ended up going home then, and I was very surprised because I was at somewhere very simple where I could sit down, and all of a sudden, one of my friends, she comes up to me, she's like, you're going home, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to go home until tonight, and she's like, no, Maddie told me to tell you to send you home. I'm like, okay, and I go into the office to double check with her, and she's like, yeah, me and my other lead, and my supervisor, we've all talked and we've agreed just to send you home. And she's like, I really don't want you on your ankle too much. I imagine that really hurts. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I felt bad, but I'm like, okay, I wasn't going to complain too much because I was in a great deal of discomfort. It did not help that a child who got very angry with me decided to step on my foot, but I wasn't exactly going to scream at the child. And even later on beforehand, this happened where I was at somewhere else, and it was very simple. I like being over where I was at. It was very simple, and I was kind of slouching down because I was tired. I was hobbling around. And then I saw one of my leads who was working that night. I saw him coming towards me, and I straightened up after I got done doing something, and was walking around, still hobbling, but I was walking around I'm fine and everything. And he was like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, I'm going to see about getting you on break soon. It might be still another hour or two. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was fine where I was at. I was, tired, but I could be helped. But I didn't tell him that, but I was like, that's fine. And then all of a sudden he comes over maybe 20 minutes later to send me on my break. And I find out that my other, she was handling our rotations that day. And she didn't know that. He kind of decided this himself because all of a sudden I come into our office and she's like, aren't you supposed to be still out where I was? And I was like, no, he sent me on my break. And she was like, oh, I didn't know he was going to do that. I'm like, okay. And funny enough, that day I ended up getting stung by a wasp. That was beautiful. So this is where, and I had been doubling that entire week. and also did not get a day off. So when I got hurt, this was probably partially clumsiness and also tiredness. So this is where it kind of like bites me in the rear. And trust me, from starting from August, because this is when we stopped being open every day of the week, and kind of only being open on the weekends, so sometimes Fridays too. I had worked from August. I had worked every day we were opened to close, and worked just every day that I could. Now it's biting me in the butt. I'm very tired. I'm exhausted from it now, and I'm to this point where like I kind of want some days off. I really don't want to be at work right now. I've worked enough. Because now I'm to the point where, like, okay, birthdays are past. The holidays have passed. Yes, it's New Year's Eve, but I don't need to worry about that right now. The only thing, I just need to make sure that I have money for food, my phone bill, that's it. I don't pay for anything else. Oh, well, also my bus pass. That's it. So I'm like, okay, they didn't schedule me for this day. That's fine. Because usually when they, like, didn't schedule me at any point for certain days, I would try to get put on the schedule. And I would make sure it was to opening to close. And at some point, if it wasn't where if, like, I was a breaker, they couldn't really switch that because there's only so many breakers, I would still stay until close. So, some points recently here, I'm like, they didn't schedule me for this day. I'm not going to complain. That's fine. I'm not going to work that day. That's fine. So, it's been interesting. Not really interesting, it's just been nice. But now, I have the energy now where I can be like, okay, let me play some video games too. Let me record something now. I feel terrible. Now it's time to do this junk. But at the same time, like I said, I felt kind of bad. So, as far as games going on, gonna finish Sonic, play The Escapist, maybe start another game, because I have, like, a bunch that I want to play. Sonic and Legend of Zelda and Phoenix Wright. That's not gonna happen anytime soon because I need to play them up to the point where I was. I haven't had a chance to do that because I lost the files again. Because what I, used to record them, to get them to play on my computer, wasn't working at one point. I had to uninstall it and then reinstall it, and that caused me to lose my save data again. So, yeah. So, I gotta replay that. Now I have the software, though, to record it, so I can do that. But it's gonna be a bit before those videos come back around. But I'll play some other games in that time frame. Yonray Simulator. I haven't played that game in so long. I don't know how it will work on my computer. I'll maybe re-download it soon and see about doing that. I make no promises on that, but I imagine, I don't think Osana has been added yet, but I was watching during this span, I was watching a lot of videos, Yanray Dev talking about the progress on Osana, and yeah, as soon as she comes around, I will try to play it again. I just hope it just doesn't crash on my laptop like it usually does. It shouldn't. But, alright, so I am sorry for taking so long. I hope you guys can forgive me. I will start posting videos very soon because I really want to. It's not going to be too much during the first week of January here because I do still have work, as is. I'm working tomorrow. On the 3rd, I am off. But I'm taking my nephew to go see a movie. I can't even remember if I'm working on the 4th. And the 5th. I think past that I'm not working, though. I can't remember. I need to look at my schedule again. But, I might record a few videos here soon, post them out during the week. It's not going to be too much, but later on in January, there'll be a lot more videos to come. So, despite all that, I hope you guys understand, like this video, Maybe leave a comment down below. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day with life. And in the name of the First Save the Earth, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.